Fuck it. All NBA, 5th team. We got to give credit where credit is due. Not everybody can make an all-NBA team. We got a lot of guards in the NBA, as you guys know. Guard is the most stacked position. We have to dig a little bit deeper for forwards, but seriously, James Harden, Anthony Edwards, they're not on the all-NBA 5th team. They're not on teams 1 through 4 either. Why? Because there's so many fucking guards. There's too many guards. There is a crisis of population overflow of guards in the NBA, which is why the new CBA is making all-NBA position lists, so we don't have to deal with this. I'm not crazy about that, honestly. I kind of like positions in general, even though the NBA is more positionless than it's ever been. It still allows us some order, but it's not here nor there. Give me Jrue Holiday. Sorry, James Harden. I'm really sorry, but he's just past his prime. He doesn't drive the lane, get to the rim like he used to, even though he is top 5 pick and roll distributor players in the NBA. Great setup guy, floor general, not turning the ball over. He definitely does that better than Jrue, but the scoring gap is definitely closer, I think, than it's ever been in Jrue. Just a guy that he's going to do exactly what's asked of him. And the statistics just don't do his performances justice, let's be honest. The guy's contribution to the defensive end of the floor, that's an eye test thing. You're not going to find that in a box score, maybe in analytics, but even still, that cannot give us the true full story on what this guy brings to the Milwaukee Bucks team, why this team, even despite not having Khris Middleton for a lot of the season and just not the version of Khris Middleton that we know to be all-star caliber type guy for the entire year, Jrue Holiday has been the second guy on this Bucks team, and they are easily the best team in the league. So he's got to get the spot right here. Sorry, James Harden, but Jalen Brunson is just phenomenal. What do we expect from the Knicks this year? Did anyone really think they would be this good? One of my proudest moments was telling y'all, and I don't know if y'all were the ones that were saying this, but man, there were so many morons talking about 25 mil was too much for Jalen Brunson. Guys, it's not a max contract. You do understand 25 mil today is not 25 mil of 10 years ago. This is a bargain deal for a guy that has completely turned around this franchise, one that looked totally lost, didn't know what they were doing, what they were building. He has restored order, and he is the clutch guy on this team. Even if you say he's not the best player on the team, I would refute that, by the way. I think Jalen Brunson is the engine that makes this team go. And down the stretch of the game, he's the guy with the ball for a good reason, because he delivers, he doesn't turn the ball over, he knows exactly what to do with it on a given play. Just a phenomenal isolation scorer, team guy that just wins basketball games. He's got to be on my All-NBA 5th team. Shout out Anthony Edwards, too, another snub here, who's had an amazing year, plays both ends of the ball. It's harder for him to get his shots in the offense just because, given the lack of spacing on so many occasions for this team, having so little scoring threats around him, it does make it hard for him to be consistent. And he plays both ends, like I said. It's definitely commendable. He's still not as far along as a playmaker as he could be, I guess I would say. As far as, we're talking guards, he's in the class with a lot of point guards, and he certainly defends better than a lot of these guys. But for a team like Minnesota, you got to take into consideration the incompetency of this team. There just being a lot of imperfection across the board on this roster, but also, this team can't beat bad teams. They're just not focused. And he's the leader of the team. He's supposed to be the best player. He has to take some responsibility for that. The fact that they're losing games like the other day to the Portland Trail Blazers, where you're favored to win by 20 points, and this is how it ends. Not just to place blame on the guy for that. It's a team game, but he is the man. He's the face of the team. The Knicks winning more games than this team, to me, tells me, given the roles of the players, like Jalen Brunson's got to be on my All-NBA 5th team. It just is what it is. Now we get to the forwards. Not a lot of stubs for the forward at this point. The forward position just doesn't go nearly as deep as the guards. Like I was saying, the league is just not brimming with the same talent that plays the 3-4 position. Like Aaron Gordon could be a snub for this position. And it's like, that's barely even worth a mention. DeMar DeRozan, another one. Jaren Jackson Jr., arguably Defensive Player of the Year. Lead the league in shot blocks. No one wants to go up for a layup when this guy's around. He's swatting any and everything. Having him and Dillon Brooks by themselves on this defense makes them an elite defense. And also contributing in the offensive end. This guy's got game. He's got 3-level game. 7 feet. He can handle the ball a little bit. He can hit from outside. What he does on the offensive end might be limited because they have Ja, because they have Desmond Bane. Just other offensive options. They don't need to utilize him as a go-to scorer, but you've seen in games when these guys are out, like, he can score 25, 30. He's had an amazing offensive stretch here recently, and we've gotten to see just a little bit more of what he can do on that side of the ball. Definitely think that he should make my All-NBA 5th team. And the other guy, Lauri Markkanen, what more can we say? Most improved player right here. Guy played for my Chicago Bulls. I thought he was like the softest, weakest dude ever because shy away from contact, doesn't want to run through people, he doesn't want to take a charge, doesn't want to go defend, jump at guys at the rim despite being 7 feet and with speed. Just didn't look like he wanted to be out there a lot of the time. And we did have this guy as our head coach, which probably has a lot to do with, how that all turned out. even though he couldn't really get it done in Cleveland either. They shipped him off as just a piece in that Donovan Mitchell trade, and he just transforms into a new player. He's dunking all over people. He comes back. He's like putting on 20 pounds of muscle. Is going crazy, and it's sustained all year. It wasn't just a hot start. He's been consistent from the jump as a three-point threat and guy that can get to the basket, and also just a guy that knows his role. He's not a ball hog, doesn't shoot too much, doesn't dribble too much. He really knows how to play within the offense and also improved as a defensive player. Now, Bam Adebayo at the 5. Bam has just not had a great second half of the year coming back from the All-Star break. He makes the All-Star team, and then he just kind of tanks his season away because the Heat didn't really make any progress in climbing up the standings, which a lot of people might have expected. Jimmy Butler's been playing great. They just needed Bam Adebayo to contribute a lot more than he has. Also, just shooters to knock down shots, which they just haven't been doing, period. We know with the Miami Heat, but regardless, Bam's defensive versatility paired with the ability to play offense through the guy, score 20 points, get 5 assists. Obviously, he's not the greatest offensive player in the world, and he can have his improvements there, but he's legitimately top 5 at his best. Defensive player in the league, most versatile defender in the league, arguably can switch onto any player, and that is a very unique trait that not a lot of guys have. Although another guy on this All-NBA 5th team, Jaren Jackson Jr. does. So it is what it is, but these are a couple guys that could have been here, but I mean, whatever. It's the All-NBA 5th team center. That's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about my All-NBA 5th team. I'm going to have the 4th team coming out soon. That's going to be some crazy stuff. Who makes the All-NBA 4th team? And what an honor that would be for these players, these guys who worked so hard to put together these great seasons. All-NBA 5th team. You heard it here first. Bucketology. Peace.